Good morning, students. Welcome back to the online classroom of Maths. You know that we are dealing with squares and square roots. That is chapter 6. So we will deal exercise 6.4 today. Students, do you remember what we have dealt on Thursday last week? We have found a perfect square number which lies near a not perfect square number by dividing or multiplying a particular number, isn't it? Today we will find the perfect square number which lies near a non-perfect square number by adding or subtracting a particular number. Last week we used prime factorization method to find that particular number, but today we will be using long division method to find the same. Let's see how we are going to deal with such questions. The first question, find the least number. What do you mean by least number? Smallest number. Find the least number which must be added to each of the following numbers so as to get a perfect square. Also find the square root of the perfect square so obtained. So here you are asked to find the smallest number that can be added to the given number to get a perfect square number. So what is your first question? Your first question is 525. So I told you before, in such type of questions, the first thing you should do is find the square root of this number using long division method. As you can see, 525 is not a perfect square number. You will get a particular remainder while doing long division method. Let's see how. So, this is the long division method for 525. What was the method? Grouping into 2, and here the left out is 5. Which is the perfect square number near 5? It is 4. 2 into 2, 4. Subtract 5 minus 4, 1. Bring the next pair down. 125. Now, how did you get this 4? 2 plus 2, 4. And this is trial and error method. Now, you will get 42 into 2 as 84. You will stop it there because 43 into 3 is 129. So, you will choose 2. 42 into 2 is equal to 84. Did you get 0 as the remainder? No, you will not get 0 as the remainder because 525 is not a perfect square number. What is the remainder you got here? 41 is the remainder. Now what will you do with this long division method? Here remainder is 41. It represents that square of 22 is less than 525. That means 22 into 22 should be less than 525. So, what did you conclude there? The next number square, that is, here you got the quotient as 22. So, which is the next whole number? The next whole number is 23. 23 square. You will find 23 square. What is 23 square? It should be 529. 23 into 23 is 529. Now your answer is half completed. Now 529 minus 525 is equal to 4. Equal to 4. So 4 is the least number that should be added to 525 to get a perfect square number. And which is that perfect square number? 529. And what is the square root of 529? 23. So we'll discuss the steps once again. When you get a questions of addition, first do the long division method. Understand what is the quotient. Take the next number of the quotient and find its square. And that square minus the given number will give you the answer. The square root of the new number is what you found after the whole number. We'll see one more example for this. 1750. What is the first step? Do the long division method. This is the long division method for 1750. Since 1750 is not a perfect square number, you will get a remainder. And what is the quotient in this case? The quotient in this case is 41. So which will be the next number? 42. The next number of 41 is 42. Find the square of 42. What is 42 into 42? It is 1764. What is that? 1764. How will you get the smallest number that should be added? 1764 minus 1750. It's equal to 14. So what is the least number that should be added to 1750? It is 14. It is 14. Which is the perfect square higher than 1750? It is 1764. And the square root is 42. Let's see the case of subtraction. Students, addition is like this. But don't think that subtraction will confuse you more. Here in this type of question, subtraction is very easy. You don't have such complications in subtraction problems. Let's see. Find the least number which must be subtracted from each of the following numbers so as to get a perfect square. Also find the square root of the perfect square so obtained. Similarly, 402. First do long division method. Here also we did long division method and got the quotient as 20 and remainder as 2. I told you subtraction problems are much easier than the addition problem. Once again, what is the quotient here? The quotient here is 20 and the remainder here is 2. How will you get the least number that should be subtracted? Your remainder is the answer. 2 is the least required number to be subtracted from 402 to get a perfect square. Let's see why we are saying that. 402 minus 2. What will you get? 400. You know that 400 is the square of 20. So in one step, you will get the answer for both the questions. Which is the least number and which is the square root. How will you find? 2 is the least number and 20 is the square root of the new number obtained. Isn't it? Isn't the subtraction problem easier than the addition problem? One more example we'll see. The question is 3250. Children, can you tell me what is the first step? Yes, that is long division. Let's see what happens when we divide 3250. Here you got the quotient as 57 and remainder as 1. So what will you conclude? The smallest number that should be subtracted from 3250 is 1. And the square root of the new number obtained is 57. Here are the steps. Students, only 2 types of questions I dealt with today. Do understand the concepts clearly and avoid confusions. When you are asked about addition and subtraction of particular numbers, you will go with long division method. And addition problem has 2 steps extra, but subtraction problems you will get both the answers from the long division method. Students, take care. Hope you will understand the concepts clear. Thank you. Have a nice day.